Hello, everybody. We are here. We are on time almost, and the audio is working. I think we're 100% good to go. Thank you all. And we're all here. Every single person. Feels like it's been forever. Yay. So, thank you all for joining us for yet another exciting episode of Those Natural Ones. Before we get started, of course, a few announcements, starting with our next in person, sitting around a table playing with real dice. That sounded weird. Next Friday the 19th. Oh, Trovo's not working again. Damn it. Stop, Trovo. Go away. All right. Anyway, next Friday, the 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you tune in at twitch.tv/Those Natural Ones, youtube.com/Those Natural Ones, Kick, and probably not Trovo because it's broken. But, Emery, anything you want to say about this little one-shot you're running for us?
For one night only, everybody who can make it will be defending a tower at the edge of Conticaria back before the hostile takeover, as it were.
Indeed.
And yeah, it's one night only. Tune in. You don't really need to have too much context other than things are real hairy right before the main group leaves for the Feywild. And you get to see how things went immediately after.
Which, if you've been...
Spoiler alert, they didn't go well.
Yeah. If you've been following the main game, you already know the answer to that question.
Yeah, tune in to see just how bad things went and how quickly things went that bad.
Indeed, with your DM, Emery Saunders, and players, this guy, me, Chris, Scott, and Cassandra. So,
yay.
Put it on your calendar. Next Friday, the 19th. Other than that, Scott, you have a thing to do.
I always have a thing to do. I'm Scott, and I'm here to talk about our Patreon. Patreon.com/Those Natural Ones. It's our favorite way to support the stream. Check it out. Many levels to choose from. Lots of cool merch and other opportunities. One of those is a weekly shout out to everybody at the Mishra level higher. So once again, thank you, Lesson Floor, Marlette, and Don Marlette, for your continued support. Patreon.com/Those Natural Ones. Check it out. On a more serious note, I'd like to give a shout out to fellow caster and inspiration Sam Riegel for his recent revelation.
Yes.
And wish him good luck in his recovery. And I also kind of sarcastically want to thank him because now none of us can get the big C because Critical Role did it.
God damn it.
Just
We're not allowed.
I thought this was going to go into a HPV PSA, and that's not where it went.
Oh my God.
And I love the unexpected.
We're still within the first 10 minutes. We'll do it after.
We wish Sam the best. We love the show, and he's inspiration to all of us. So
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Truly.
And check out our Patreon to support us.
Thank you, Scott. And yes, shout out to Sam Riegel. The inspiration, if it wasn't for Sam Riegel and the rest of the cast of Critical Role, I don't think we would be here. So thank you all and speedy recovery. Speaking of us being here, Emery, where else can they find us when not on our Patreon?
Well, when not watching us... No, hold on. Let me try that again. Take two. When you're not supporting us on Patreon for just the measly amount of like $5 to get started.
Which is
and
$1 an episode.
$1 an episode. That is a steal. Come on. When you're not doing that, you can also support us by watching us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick. Are we on Kick?
Yeah, Kick is working.
Okay, thank you, Kick. Trovo, get it together. You can interact with us on Facebook, on the social media website formerly known as Twitter. on Threads, which is better Twitter for now. You can also interact with our very own Butch on Butch's blog on Tumblr.
That's right. You can send Butch messages, and Butch will answer them. He can give you secret insights and even secret information that may or may not be correct.
Secrets. Total secrets.
Total secrets.
Not a lie if he believes it.
That's how that works, right? You have to believe to make it true.
Gotta have faith.
For all of those listening to us, audio only, you can find the audio only podcast version wherever podcasts are spread out into the cosmos.
Real quick, while you're on the subject of audio only, yes, I realized that I forgot to upload last week's episode because of the holiday. I will get to it tomorrow, and then so you'll have last week's tomorrow, and then this week's the following day. I know if you're listening to this podcast, that doesn't matter because you've already gotten it, but just throwing that out there.
Hey, and if you support us on Patreon, maybe we can afford a producer who can make sure that the uploads are perfect every time and on time. So go ahead.
That's the goal. Everybody support us to the point where we can have a producer.
Indeed.
Do remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and when you hit the bell, make sure to hit all and not personalized, so that way you never miss an episode. Remember to share, tell your friends, sound off in the comments. Any and all support helps us out a ton.
Indeed. Thank you, Emery. All right, so we're changing things up a little bit. Chris, give us what happened last week? We're done with our announcements. Now it's time to jump into shit. So what happened last week, Chris?
Well, upon our return, we went to see the Jarl and convinced the Jarl that we had defeated the Kraken. The Jarl used a breeding technique on the tooth that we had harvested from the Kraken's mouth, temporarily borrowed from Gwen, who was feeling ill on the ship. And they were unable to scry the Kraken, meaning that the Kraken must be dead. With the confirmation achieved by the party, he agreed to parley with our general to perhaps develop an alliance. In the meantime, the group decided to go on a shopping trip. However, Orpheus, still feeling very upset and angry about the situation with Rhett and the potential anguish of having to strike down a dear friend, went to the local tavern to unleash some of his fury. The group happened to come across the Timeless shop. And there they acquired many, many goods, depleting our money stores significantly. Seeing the opportunity, Butch frantically ran to the tavern to retrieve Orpheus so he would not miss a pristine shopping opportunity. Meanwhile, the party talked to the Timeless salesman and discovered that he did not recall their names, meaning this was the first time they had met him. They also discovered that there was a parchment written by Hymir, something they had discovered in Barovia. And he mentioned a certain lizard wizard had been the one to drop it there. Elric procured several spell scrolls and potions. With the help of some equipment from Orpheus, Butch acquired a new mace. I believe he also got rid of his migraine weapon. Is that correct?
Yeah, I sold it as a trade-in.
Right. And I believe that's more or less where we left off.
Fantastic. One quick point of order. The scroll was not written by Hymir so much as you found it addressed to Hymir, and it was the lizard wizard that asked the Timeless shopkeep to find it. Other than that, everything that you said. So, I believe
Actually.
No, I'm pretty sure he wrote it.
No.
And then addressed it to himself.
It had his name on it.
All right, his name was on it. He clearly wrote it.
Exactly. As we ended last week, I believe all of you were returning to the ship and setting sail. Is that correct, or did I make that up?
I believe that was
Gwen,
correct.
did someone pick up Gwen's mask?
Yes.
If
Yes.
they didn't, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picked up the hinged mask and the raccoon was
yeah.
returned.
Ember picked that up at the
And the
same
Bjorn?
place. Yeah, the baby Bjorn and the hinged mask at the same place that Butch got his shiny new glowing mace, which will make
machine.
him just as stealthy as Slappy Cheeks McGee over there.
Yep.
I
The trick is not to use it.
might resemble that remark.
So let's get some let's get some tunage. Let's
Hey, Nick.
Yes. Yes, Butch. Oh, he
he
is
froze.
frozen. Oh,
When,
wait, what?
When Butch is wheeling it.
Starting.
You froze, buddy.
You
Say that
froze.
again.
Yes. What'd you say?
Does that mace glow all the time or only when Butch is wielding it?
Let's see here. I believe it's all the time, but let's double check, shall we?
Oh, I thought it was said
Being wielded.
when
When you-
wielded.
Oh,
While
Butch,
you hold this weapon, it sheds bright light in a 20-foot
Ooh.
radius. So you have to be wielding the hammer, the faux hammer.
make sure
Anyway,
you're holding it when you see Roxy.
yes.
She'll compliment your glowing complexion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sure.
So, as you all return to the ship, unless there was anything, we'll just say you're on your way back. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to accomplish in Palemdon before setting sail, possibly back home or possibly to other areas? Oh, that was the other thing that we
Arnon
skipped
will
over.
nod stoically to Vigo.
Fantastic. That was the other thing we skipped over. The fact
Not
that
gonna high five.
Butch
We did.
after the
Yeah.
vision that Butch and Arnon shared
I don't
that
think so.
night, Butch
Oh,
communed to Calliope, General Calliope, telling her and persuading her to move camp due to Rhett potentially losing her shit. They proceeded to, after a day and a little bit of communication back and forth, you find out that the majority of the resistance has been relocated to one Hymir's abode, Gwen's family home. Save for one Calmray, who stayed back.
Oh, what was that last name again?
We're not going there.
Comray?
Who stayed back? Who stayed back in the belief that she could potentially talk some sense into her daughter. So,
Comray stayed back.
as we pick up, you are all on the process of returning to the ship. Is there anything that any of you would like to do?
Eat?
You're gonna eat right now while you're walking back to the ship?
I don't know. Did we
That's
have a
what
meal?
finger foods are made for.
Yeah, street food. Street tacos.
Walking
That's what I meant.
Tacos.
Street food.
Sure. You find a falafel cart.
Nice.
Yes.
Under an overpass. Those are the best ones.
That's all right.
Yes.
Step
regale
one,
us with
find
this
overpass.
foreign cuisine.
Shockingly, it has this piece of parchment nailed to the cart with a large D on it. You're not sure what that means, but
Does the D look tenacious?
no, but the smell is tenacious.
Delicious?
Anyway, so is there anything else, or are we going to the ship?
I think we're sleeping on the ship. What time of day is it?
At this point, after shopping all day and communing with and your conversations with Calliope as well with the Jarl, you're probably late afternoon.
If I recall correctly, we need to talk with General Calliope about choosing a neutral location for the meeting. Do we have a estimated time, like number of days? Do we want to do that as soon as possible?
Yeah, before that fickle bastard changes his mind.
Yeah.
That would be a good deadline.
Yep.
Does it get more neutral than literally anywhere in Mesh?
I mean, that's territory that belongs to our side, right? So that would be not neutral?
Wait, is Mesh officially allied with Conticaria?
Technically not officially.
They're against Shan.
They're against Shan, but there's no official,
It's not formal alliance.
formalized alliance. And considering Conticaria doesn't even really exist anymore.
Sure, okay.
It exists right here. And it still has an asshole.
Okay, Gwen, that tree striding thing,
Make it to 10.
Yes.
do you have to have been to the tree before?
I think it's a tree I know of. Like I
She
think
can
if I
scry
scried, yeah.
Okay.
Hymir did that in Syphilis or whatever that city's called.
Oh, yes, syphilis.
Yeah, the big ring.
It's a dirty city. Gwen, the Jarl has a person who can also do the tree quick jaunt voyage travel thing.
You mean Ulfar?
Now, is it tree
people.
stride or transport via plants?
Transport,
know.
Transport via plants.
Wonderful.
I'm no druid.
Okay. I was going to say it might be complicated because they're just going to propel us into the ocean if there's a tree there. But yeah, cool. Yeah.
Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated?
So I imagine that would mean that we have to describe that or paint a picture for them to do the tree striding, or can we get them there? Like if we do the tree stride and they come with us.
Well, like if they scried on me, or no, that's not what I meant. If they had a way. No, I don't know.
I was just thinking it would make sense to me, at least, if we open the tree teleport, whatever it is, and then they walk through with us.
I need to do that.
Then that way they could use their spell slot to return if necessary that day, right? Because that's like a once a day thing or something. That way they don't feel like they're in a bind or beholden to us or something.
I mean, in theory, they could cast it more than once a day, depending on how powerful they are.
Sure. Okay.
Either that or they'd be staying the night at the worst.
Let's just.
Are you just trying not to go back to Mesh? Is that it? Are you trying not to go back home? Is that what this is?
No.
No?
Mesh
No.
is far
No.
That's not what's happening right now.
No. I'm
far
saying
more
I'm,
comfortable. It's warmer, right, Nick?
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's basically rainforest and jungle through the majority of it.
Yeah,
humid and
it's
damp.
much more comfortable there. It's not
like that.
dry.
It's like that plane of hell we saw, but like less decay, but still like some decay. People live there. I lived there.
You're saying that your home is slightly better than one of the levels of hell.
It's much
implied
better.
it. Yes. Let's
For one
all
thing,
go
I live there.
home.
One of you actually agreed with that.
What?
So, anyways, if do
Uh-huh.
you think they could like read my mind? Like, is there any way for me to project my memory of a tree for them to transport to, I guess is what I was thinking of. Is that possible?
Are you asking that above board, or are you?
No. I'm just
Okay.
asking the crew.
Wizard?
To project an image
From my mind.
from your mind.
Don't you have some sort of mind reading thing now?
I mean, I can speak into people's minds and I can detect thoughts, but I don't think I can put a thought into someone else's head, because I think we wanted to try that before and it didn't fly.
I thought you could put thoughts in people's heads. Oh, it's just words? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
You
not
can't feel-
images, just words.
That's dumb.
I mean, it's still useful.
I know, but an image is just like 1,000 words cramped. Oh. It's a
It would
word count
seem to
issue.
me that still the two of you, again, the only ones in the party with the spell Scry, would be the ones most capable of accurately projecting an image of the exact tree that you want.
Here's a question above board. I have Druidcraft, and I can create a harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, puff of wind, sound of a small animal, or odor of a skunk, and it has to fit within a 5-foot cube. Can I use Druidcraft to make a harmless sensory effect of a well-known tree from my home in a 5-foot cube, like a little miniature version of it?
That's getting shockingly close to minor image.
Ah,
That's
may I
that's
borrow
Basically,
minor image
exactly
once?
minor image. You know what?
okay.
You
How
know
about
what?
this?
How about this?
I'm capable of making an image. If you're able to show me what it looks like, I can project that.
We are at the crux of the issue that I don't know how to show it.
Once again.
Have you tried interpretive dance?
Have
Right.
Gwen, wisdom
Yes.
check, or
Oh.
or history, whichever one you want to do.
How
History
well do you
or
remember a
wisdom?
tree?
Yes.
I'd like to just do wisdom.
Okay. Do wisdom.
18.
So you remember the fact that one of you has specific item that lets you create images of things.
What, the charcoal? The chalk?
Paint?
The paints?
Yeah, paints.
We could borrow a pencil.
Oh, we could paint it.
True, but that depends on how good of an artist we are.
Would you like to paint a tree?
Would you like to paint a tree?
I can certainly try.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, we're not running low on the inks, are we? For paints?
You had a shitload of paint.
Okay, we started with 3 jars. We might be down to 2 jars.
Yeah.
So
at-
we've used it a lot. Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
At this point, you're probably I will say that this will, if you do decide to do this, it'll be the end of one of the jars. So you'll still have 2 more jars.
Why don't we
Yeah,
just use
I'll paint it
a pencil?
because
Oh,
I
what
think
now?
the paints are more likely to
Ink?
magically be that thing, right? Like our standee of rain.
Okay, let me...
How long have you been away from Mesh?
How long have
I-
we been away from Mesh?
I left I left my home and traveled a bit within Mesh, and then I started journeying with Butch to come here. Well, everywhere else. So, however long it's been, 4 years? 3.5 years?
Perhaps I should be the one to draw it, as I can call upon powers of my deity to gain the skills of an artist.
I dig that. Where will that? What are you thinking of, though, Butch?
We were where? Right. I suppose we need to find out from the general where we should meet.
Yeah, Mesh isn't small.
I'm trying to remember where Heimer's abode is within the country. If it's in the middle, far north, east, or
Why
west.
don't I just transport us via plants?
Well, then how will we give the image to the Jarl?
Does the Jarl need the image?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the image, so that they can get there.
Oh, Jarl's coming too. That's the part I missed. Never mind. JK.
Yeah,
oh,
which
I
is
can
why-
bring the Jarl.
That's what I suggested at the beginning.
I'm sorry. It's been a long millennia. I looked at my wrist.
I was like, why don't they just come with us?
Yeah, I mean, sure. And they bring their person that can bring them back here.
Exactly. What's his
Yeah.
name? Winterfrost?
Bob's
Wintermint?
uncle.
Ulfar.
Hallowfrost? Oh, Ulfar.
Ulfar
Right.
the druid.
Ulfar.
The hill people.
Nick, what's
It
the
sounds
climate
like we've settled this.
of this country
You're
again?
close though, because
It's like temperate.
his last name is Ice Whisper.
So close.
Yes, it's. Let's see. Hold on. Let me pull it up on the map.
Because I remember in the beginning we all thought we were on like a tropical island, and you're like, no, it's not an island.
No, not
And
at
it's
all.
not tropical.
No.
Think
think-
Skyrim.
Think Norway. Think
Awesome.
Nordic,
Get cold.
Skyrim-ish. Yeah, you are at where you're located in Palemdon. It's a little more temperate. Think almost like I would give Palemdon almost like a Vancouver temperature, like still north, but it's got that ocean breeze to make it a little more temperate and a little more not quite as bitey. But then when you get further into Sosha, it becomes more of a almost like Nordic environment.
Well,
Unless
Pomadon's summer is probably still colder than our winter.
It's brisk, baby.
yeah, it's
Yeah, risk.
it is a little brisk, but it's got that ever blowing, somewhat warm ocean breeze that kind of keeps things from freezing completely.
Like if you took the rain out of Seattle.
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
I mean, there's plenty of rain there too. It is the home of the water genasi, so.
That,
And
that
rain.
tracks.
It can't rain all the time.
And rain is like Steve there. No.
Oh no.
Anyway,
I hate that guy.
You're dating Steve.
should I
Oh
say
my gosh.
Jessica? I don't know.
Super calm. No, it's a super common name.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So,
It's probably held in great esteem. It's probably one of those names.
what did you all decide here?
That we needed to talk to the general, but the general said, come here so we can talk in person.
Yes, but are you taking the Jarl with you, or are you just going, or are you taking the ship back with Rain? What are you doing?
I think it makes sense to bring the Jarl and the Hotspur with us.
Yep.
Okay, are we
100%.
going by boat or by magical through the
No,
trees?
we're going through Magical Tree because I want to go explore Shutter Island.
Shutter Island?
You know that island we saw that's where the terrible things happened, and
Right.
Okay, Shutter
on the map.
Island sounds
it's
like
on
by
the way
boat.
home.
In the
Right,
ocean.
but we need to do the meeting with the general as soon as possible. So we should transport there via tree voyage, instant travel, long strider spell.
Easy for you to say.
No, it's not. It's really not.
So are you headed back to the castle then?
I mean, presumably we should talk to the general and see where they are.
I mean, you did.
Right.
You talked to her last week. You talked to the general, and she told you she was at Hymir's house.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We've established that.
Maybe we should just show up at Hymir's house.
Kicking it with the homie.
Gwen, you want to tell your dad that we might come pay a visit?
Sure, I can.
Or that we're definitely coming to pay a visit?
Yeah, I can let him know we have the Jarl in tow.
All right. Well, then why don't you do that while we're walking to the Jarls?
Have we rested?
You have. You have since the last time. Because you still had like one more day on the ship since. And you didn't do anything last week. So Gwen would be fully rested. It would be everyone else who was not.
Is there... What time of day is it right now?
Late afternoon?
Yeah, late afternoon.
We should probably go to the ship just to tell Rain what our plan is.
Yeah, I also
Since Rain
will
is
need to
alright.
rest to prepare transport via plants.
Oh, that's fair.
And I can let Hymir know now that we'll be there tomorrow morning.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, ship,
Let's
castle. Where are we going?
communicate with the Jarl. I keep wanting to call him King. He's a Jarl. Let's communicate with the Jarl what our plan is. And then let's go back to the ship.
Fair enough. So, you retrace your steps, head back to the king, the castle. Walking across that blue carpet into the throne room, you see the Jarl sitting there. Same audience around him between Ulfar, Ragnar, and Vigos, as well as a few others coming in, discussing things. They see you walking in, kind of look up. Well, you're back sooner than I expected.
Jarl, we have a plan that we would like to run by you.
Just kind of nods.
We can... Is it the spell to transport via tree gate portal?
Plants in general.
Plants in general.
Tree.
To speak with our general.
Treegate 2024.
Yeah. Scandalous.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yes, and if you all traveled through the same tree that we travel, then you would be able to return at your leisure.
That seems doable. Traveling with you, I mean, no offense, but still not exact. I know you. We have a good rapport, but still not always the smartest move to travel alone with people you barely met. So as long as you are fine with me bringing my entourage,
Oh, of course.
personal
I would
security,
expect no less.
personal security detail, then yes, we can make the arrangements, and we will be ready to go in the morning.
We will I don't know how big your entourage is, but it is, we got a short window of time.
These
He rides deep.
Yeah, these three are enough.
Cool.
Myself, Ragnar, Vigos, and Ulfar.
Wonderful. I look forward to seeing you on the morrow.
Will Rain be joining us?
I hope.
Fair enough.
If it is your pleasure.
Fair enough.
Thank you,
Oh.
Jarl.
Well, if you would like, in the courtyard behind my castle, there's a large oak tree. I believe that will be suitable for the incantation you are going to perform. Ulfar has used it plenty of times himself for the same purpose. So we shall meet there around sunup tomorrow.
Thank you, Jarl.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
I do believe that was all we had.
And I look forward to seeing you at dawn.
Thank you, Jarl.
At dawn, we stride.
Jesus
Through a
Christ.
tree.
Now, as you all turn and leave and head down to the docks, easy enough.
Let me go draw a picture of that tree
Okay.
so that we can return. Right? Because we're
Once
going to
she-
want to return.
Once she uses it, she knows it.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll just know this tree going forward.
okay,
Okay.
cool.
Biblically?
Nice.
It's not like a one and done, forget about it thing. She'll remember that tree for.
I don't know.
Biblically.
Elves move fast sometimes.
It's an intimate knowledge of this tree.
Oh, I'll know that tree.
Pass through it once, never forget.
You know, every branch of
Put
that
it up
tree.
and down.
Oh my gosh.
You always
Yeah.
remember your first tree.
This is by far not her first tree.
So,
Freaking what else?
as you all make it, God damn it.
Go on.
As you all make it back down to the ship, at this point, sun is getting low in the sky. But you do come up to the ship. You see quite a few dock hands and locals rummaging around, jumping up and down off the ship, loading supplies, loading timber. You hear the banging of nails, the banging of hammers, I should say. Shouts of commands. You see repairs happening. As you start approaching the dock, you hear, "Out of the way!" And you turn around and you see this group of probably 5 kind of big, burly-looking guys carrying what appears to be a tree trunk, like complete. You can tell this is a mast, a new mast to replace the one that broke in battle. As they're walking this thing down towards the Narissa itself.
Nice mast, guys.
So, repairs, very, very busy, very deep into the repairs. You can tell, even though you've only been there for a day, these people know what they're doing. This is not the first ship that they've repaired, clearly. They are experts at this, and if the damage that the Narissa took anywhere else would take upwards of probably a month and a half to fix, you're already seeing probably weeks worth of work done in just the day that you've been there.
It's amazing. Such a good work ethic. Get those guys pounding on that wood.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You're nailing it.
Do they nail it? Are nails used?
Really know how to nail that wood here.
It's not like a series of interconnected rods.
Oh shit.
Nice. Smooth.
That's my Patreon receipt. So that you could have one stuck to your arm too. Patreon.com/those natural ones.
Okay, Gwen. Serious question. Should I go see Roxy tonight, or is that a bad idea? I don't do this.
Gwen is currently loading.
Am I frozen again?
No, you're not.
Okay.
All right, let me turn you up a little bit. All right, cool. So, anyway. You back, Sam?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to repeat your question, Perry?
Gwen, should I go see Roxy tonight? I know I can't be out late because we've got stuff in the morning.
Are you asking me if you should go see Roxy?
Yes?
The answer is absolutely.
Okay, I will go do that then.
And your shiny staff.
Yeah.
Right.
When you get back, come give me a high five.
Okay.
Or is that and 4?
You all have very dirty minds.
Does he have 4?
Is it 4 or is it 3?
Oh, are you talking about literal hands?
Yeah, do you have 5 fingers or 4? Is it like this?
3.
Or is it like this?
I mean, Perry would prefer 4,
I guess
but
it
I'm
would
pretty
be.
sure in the game book it says 5. So it's up to our amazing DM.
I don't care.
Maybe it's only 3.
Like a camel toe.
No.
Do you want real hands or Simpson hands?
Turtles can have as many fingers as you want.
6. I have 6 fingers.
He's got octopus fingers.
He went one
It's amazing.
extra.
My goodness. You need to get that digi off.
No, I've had no complaints about the DG.
That, I don't know whether or not that recontextualizes our entire adventure. He's just had 6 fingers on each hand this whole time. Like,
Fingers everywhere. Everywhere I
Think of
turn,
it's-
there's a turtle finger.
It's all the same to you. I'd rather just have Butch go off screen and then return at an appropriate hour.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Appropriate for like normal Butch or appropriate for Butch had a good date Butch?
I'm hoping Butch had a good date, Butch.
Roll for charisma.
Okay.
roll performance.
I can.
Do straight
Oh,
charisma.
no.
Just do straight charisma.
That depends on the charisma roll. Or
Indeed.
Elric.
Don't let Elric roll for performance.
I don't think Butch is ready
Hey.
to roll
Hey.
performance. Ooh, 12.
It was a decent time. Might have been a
It was
little
not
nerves.
awkward at all.
It was not awkward at all.
Yeah, until she says, "Hey, did you cast remove curse?" And Butch is like, "I totally forgot about that."
No. Oh no.
You guys keep like reaching for things and knocking heads.
Yeah.
All right. So as Butch goes off to do his thing, what are the rest of you doing?
Shells.
Nothing.
Whole lot of nothing.
Arnon goes to stare at a wall.
Arnon goes back to Amisra's doorway and just hangs out.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing, huh? Reading some books.
Gwen, I'm
Little
assuming
scroll work.
I'm assuming you go and talk to Rain at some point.
100%.
Yeah. As when you walk onto the ship itself, you see them standing up near the helm, just kind of shouting at everybody who's running around, like, take that over there, fix that hole, mount that fucking mast. You should know where the fucking mast
Mount that
goes.
mast.
If you don't know where,
That mast.
if you don't know where the mast goes, why the fuck are you working on my ship? Just like shouting things left and right, and then sees you. Hey, what's up, Gwen? What are you doing?
Hey, baby.
So we are gonna. I mean, do you
I told you not to wild. Hey, stop with the wild shape. Let's go back. I don't speak dog.
Right. Sorry. Old habits. Anyways, we are gonna get the Jarl and his entourage, and we're gonna go to the big tree at the castle, and we're gonna transport via plants to Mesh
All right. Is this like?
with you.
I mean, how long are you planning on being gone?
Well, here's the thing. The Jarl and his entourage will have to come back.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And you could come back if you wanted, if that's a concern, to leave the ship.
Okay.
The ship's not going to fit through the tree.
Are y'all planning on coming back, or are you staying in Mesh?
I think we're staying in Mesh. The HQ's kind of moved to my
Right.
childhood home.
Well, that could be fun.
Wouldn't
Aren't
it
we
be?
Weren't we going to make some stops on the sail back?
Yeah. Yep.
So are we not going to do that? I thought we were going to tree start. Hold on, above board. I thought we were going to tree.
I thought we were going to go there to check in and then come back and sail. Sail!
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Okay,
Yep.
then I missed
Yeah.
that. JK. Right.
Hey,
We're gonna reverse
I'm sorry.
that.
Chris, can Orpheus have decorated Butch's shell before he goes?
I think you shocked him out of internet.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Wow,
Your
that's
shell.
that's
That
terrible.
is- yeah.
Oh my god.
Was that a yes?
I think that was a
Is
yes.
Butch asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Somebody
Thank
give
you.
me some paint or something.
Sorry, Sam.
It's a that's more paint.
All right. So you're saying. All right. So you're saying we're gonna.
I'm gonna start that over, and I'm gonna
All
pretend
right.
I said the actual
no,
thing,
you're
which
good.
is okay. We're gonna go to Mesh. We're gonna introduce the Jarl to the General. Then I think we're intending to come back here, so then we can check in on Shutter Island.
All right. So yeah, we should. That shouldn't be a problem. We should
No.
do that. No. Why are you telling me
No.
yes and then telling me no? I mean,
You
geez.
can't sleep in the basement, Rain. I'm sorry. That's
that
the
a
question that I
euphemism?
was. Nope, that's a question I was just asked by a kid. I'll be right back.
I don't think you're supposed to sleep in the basement.
Oh, I'm not sure what that means, but I have some ideas. Anyway.
Why would you want to sleep where all the monsters are?
All right.
Oh,
Well.
no.
Rude.
All right, but
Move it.
Well, we don't have to use
familiar
magical paints.
I'm unfamiliar with female turtle etiquette. What do female turtles like?
They like their males
turtles?
wearing bright colors.
Like
Bright
Butch
colors.
knows.
Bright
Yeah.
colors. Bright colors. How about
It's like bold of you to assume.
how about bright yellow? Will this
Sure.
work?
Oh my God, Chris.
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Oh my God. Technical
Oh, man.
difficulties.
Orpheus
This
is gonna go full sleepover and just paint penises on his shell.
No. Yeah, but he'd probably draw like human ones, so they'd
That's
be
like a-
absurdly small.
That's a virility. You know, it's
Virility
jacking up
symbol.
your virility.
Probably why he doesn't get lucky.
Spread those feathers. Peacock it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we
My
lost
health is
him
left
completely. Oh no. All right.
Son of a gun.
All right, we're gonna come back to that in a minute. We just lost Chris.
Oh, what have
So-
I done?
I apologize to the messed up cameras. Chris is not Sam, and Sam is not a chair. But anyway.
Oh, his
Sam is
computer
not a-
died.
Oh shit.
So his computer
no.
died.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's coming back.
There
Okay.
he goes.
Oh wait, here he comes. Whoop whoop.
Do 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 do.
Come on, knock on
Go,
my
bro.
door. All
We're
right.
not.
Yep.
Not even sponsored by GoPro. Put that ad down.
GoPro, if you would like to sponsor us and give us cameras that work. No.
By all means.
So, as that is happening, I think we're back. Oh, we still got some internet
I
problems.
think the task of painting Butch's shell just broke Orpheus so much that my computer just said, "F this, I'm out."
What the hell?
This shit, I'm out. No thanks.
What the hell?
Yeah, apologies for that. Don't know why, but my outlet just wasn't charging my computer, so I switched to a different outlet.
Fantastic.
Cool.
So,
Well, thank you so much, Orpheus. It's
Oh, did we establish what I painted?
something yellow.
It's a melange.
Orpheus starts painting bumblebees.
roll me a
And-
performance check, Orpheus.
I mean, it just has to be colors. It doesn't have to be. Okay.
You didn't
No,
specify.
no.
I'm already
Oh,
painting.
that's fine.
He's already painting.
I will proudly wear your painting.
I rolled a 7.
Oh, this
They
is
just look like blobs.
yeah. This is. It looks like you have just yellow blobs all over your shell.
Good.
You're gonna need penicillin for that.
The surface is so bumpy. I can't make anything straight.
No, you don't have to. You just put colors on it.
Tell Captain Sid.
Okay. What other color would you like, Butch?
What else do we have?
It's, I mean, everything.
Roll for
it's
colors.
magic.
No.
Wait, we're using the magic paints for my. No.
I don't have any other paints.
Oh my gosh! I should have bought paints in town. With all that money I don't have.
How about what's the
It's
color we
alright.
haven't used much? Pink. How about pink?
Yeah.
All right. What's
Wait, are
pink?
those bees gonna become real?
I imagine them kind of like Blue's Clues drawings where they kind of like bounce.
Oh my god, that's
They-
amazing.
Okay.
It's blobby and terrible. They don't actually do anything.
Absolutely.
That's just on your shell now.
So, you got some yellow and pink blobs drawn on your shell.
Wonderful.
All right.
Which gives you a very manly handshake and hug and thank you.
All right. Going back to Rain and Gwen. So, you said basically we're using your spell, going there in the morning, and then you come back. What, the next day, and then what, sailing back? Is that what the plan is? Gwen, I can't hear you. Did you lose your voice? First you were sounding like a dog. Now you can't. Now I got nothing.
The curse of the farmer's dog haunted her ever since.
Oh,
Those poor children.
oh, maybe. No. Hey.
No.
Fireball.
Oh, there
right?
it is. Hey.
Hey, there you are.
No, it's gone again. It's here. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
you're
good.
here. You're good.
Nobody move.
Did you
Yes?
fireball her, Elric?
That is the
Probably.
plan.
Not today.
I think we'd be coming back via the Jarl's magic, so it wouldn't have to be a full day that we're there. We could bounce quickly if we wanted, I think. Depending on, I
Alright.
guess, depending on how negotiations go.
I mean, if that's the plan, then sure, I'll tag along. I don't know what the fuck good I'll be, but I'll tag along. Sure.
Well,
bounce, baby.
I'd love for you to come.
Oh, ain't you sweet? I would love to
Right.
come along
In your endo.
in your endo.
Damn it.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna meet back up at the palace, or
Fantastic.
the place where the Jarl lives.
Use that big fucking tree in the backyard, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. And I get to see your home, don't I? Oh, you taking me home to meet your
Yeah.
folks? Well, I guess I already met your dad.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
fine.
you've met my folk, and I don't think you've. I don't. You don't need to meet my mom. That's fine. We'll go.
She's pretty stabby.
Yeah.
He'll
Just
go
kind of
to
look at the
Alex
ground and
Fine
turn
just
around.
thinking
Don't
about
even
that.
look back up. Turn around. Start walking away.
All right. So is there anything else that you guys want to accomplish this evening, or are we going to fast forward to the next morning?
I've got some spells to scribe
yeah.
into my book.
Oh, yeah.
Butch have a date night?
Yeah, it was awkward. Did you not? Oh, you might have been frozen for that roll. It was slightly awkward, but not bad.
He rolled
They
a 12.
tried to Lady and Tramp the spaghetti, but they both fell
Yeah.
onto the floor.
All right, so you
They
are.
got stuck on their shell.
You have.
You can't Lady and the Tramp a meat Sunday.
I mean, you
And if you
can.
try hard enough.
They had to like grasp hands and pull each other.
Ah,
All right.
I hate it when that happens.
Remind me
The
again.
That's like-
nails just go clack, clack, clack.
These feel like cruel turtle stereotypes.
That's like the turtle like raining on your wedding day. It's like actually good luck if you both fall onto your shell and can't get up on your first date.
All right, so
I swear.
Faithful Hound and Remove Curse, right? Were those the two?
Yep.
All right.
Those were the two.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm going to, before I start, I'm going to cast skill empowerment on myself.
Beefcake.
Didn't he say he needed a bunch of boosts too? Does
I mean-
anyone
I'm not
anybody
very-
boost him?
At this level, he basically just needs to not roll a 1.
Well, it's
You're back.
You said the thing, Nick.
Hey,
You said-
hey.
You said the thing.
Hey.
And even if
you stop.
And even if he rolls a 1, it's not going to matter how many boosts he has.
You can certainly fail.
That's all right. All right.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna do the roll.
which one are you doing first?
Do the thing.
The first one is remove curse.
Remove curse.
All right, come on.
Oh no.
It's a 23.
Yeah. Without a problem.
Did you just
All
remove
right.
the curse from your dice?
Oh, wow. Scott, you just got super loud.
I don't think
all
you
of a
can
sudden.
remove
Wow.
the curse
Did
from
I?
the dice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't change anything.
No, you didn't. But I got a text from Dad earlier saying he couldn't hear you and you were really quiet. So I turned you up, and all of a sudden now you're really loud. All right. I have to
Who's
turn you back
Dad's
down.
like, thank goodness he's really quiet.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
Faithful Hound.
I'm not saying anything of import anyway.
Faithful Hound. That's a 30.
30.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
A part of
you're good.
Arnon tonight will be played by a squawking goose.
The role you
even
were
notice the
born to
difference.
play.
I'm just standing in front of your car in the middle of the road looking at you.
Pooping on your windshield.
All right. So easily enough, you are able to transcribe both of those into your book.
Wunderbar.
Anything else from anyone?
Just spending the rest of the night with Amisra, letting her know the situation, as it were.
Sure.
The sitch.
Also, inviting her to come along.
Yeah, I should probably come along too. I need to report back the things that I saw here and everything that we were able to accomplish. So I probably will end up staying with the general and everyone once we get back. I don't think I'm up for another voyage across the sea, especially if you're going to some creepy fucking prison thing. So
Was it the Kraken?
yeah.
yeah,
there's
Yeah, now you see what I have to deal with.
Yeah. But so I'm probably just gonna stay there when you come return back here. So, all right.
Probably for the best.
All right. So, you all find your rest, one way or the other. Wake up slightly before sunrise. Gather your things, gather your party. Make your way back to the...
Oh, wait. I don't have that item anymore.
Gather your things, gather your party, and make your way back to the castle. Kind of skirting around the outside of the castle to the back courtyard. Skirt. And as you enter the back courtyard, you see this large, probably 150 foot tall oak tree. Base probably 8 feet wide. You already see the Jarl standing in full plates, but almost more ceremonial. You see the image of...
Like fine china?
Yeah. Image of, like, embossed tentacles across the chest piece. Large fur cloak hanging to his back, and a thin metallic what's the word for it, not necessarily a crown so much as almost like a circlet on his head. Of at first look just looks like straight silver circlet, and you look a little bit closer and you see almost very fine details of like interwoven strands of seaweed. You see Vigos, Ragnar standing there in the same attire that you first ran into them when you approached their ship at sea. Ulfar standing next to them in the same robes that you saw them in yesterday. As your group walks up, the Jarl looks and nods. Perfect. We await your druid.
Am I not there?
Well, no, you're there. I'm just like,
Did you sleep in?
Oh, where am
as
I?
in, as
Where the
in,
fuck I am.
as in, we're waiting for you to do your thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Just crack my knuckles. Oh, deep breath. We all good? We're ready because it's gonna be quick. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, cool.
That's what you
And
said
then
last. That's what you said last night too.
I swear this never happens. And then I touch the tree, and I touch the tree, and you kind of see like little mushrooms pop up and create this border, and the tree kind of caves in, and a portal opens, and you can see Mesh.
Everyone files their way through.
Just like, come on.
So let me ask you this, Gwen. Where
Yes.
are you bringing them out? Are you bringing them out next to your house, in your house? Where?
So you know where my house is? The opposite side of Mesh. No, I'm kidding. I would say probably like within viewing distance of the house, but not like in the house.
Sure.
Like in the front yard.
So as
kind
you
of idea.
all make your way through this tree, you feel the heat and humidity take you. First thing you notice is that instant change from the brisk sea air and the smell of salt to walking through this opening into the heaviness, mugginess, stickiness of the air.
It's good to be home.
Swamp ass. I get it
The smell of moisture and a little bit of swamp rot and decay.
Say what you want about the Underdark. At least
At
it's
least that was a
temperature
dry heat.
controlled.
At this point, you go from the crack of dawn to almost dusk in an instant.
now. It's the crack of dusk.
The sunbeams, beams of light filtering through the canopy above at a very, very sharp or very, very low angle to the horizon. Gwen, would you like to describe what they see as they first lay eyes on Casa de Gwenmere?
So the house is at the kind of base of a large tree, but it's almost like you can't tell. Like the house itself, when you look at a feature of it, looks very refined, but then as you start to look at the tree, you can't really tell where the house ends and the tree begins. And it's very classically wood elf, and Gwen is sick to her stomach. It's not quaint, but it's not super fancy either. So he's a diplomat, so he's got to kind of put on a not a front, but it's got to look put together enough, clean enough. Yeah. Gwen is in stunned silence. Nervous silence, not stunned silence.
Is there any distinguishing features around the tree, the yard, fences, any gardens, anything of import, or?
Not visible from where we are, but at the back of the house in the shadowy areas behind the house, kind of at the edge of the tree that it's a part of, are just various patches of mushrooms of different varietals, and you can't see it when you come up to the front of the house, but it is there. And then there's a bunch of natural vegetation that's like natural but pruned as it comes around the house. Not at the forefront though. It's very controlled chaos.
Fantastic. Do you approach? Everyone kind of stands back waiting for your lead.
Oh, you guys, let's go. Let's, here we go. Let's go. And then I walk. Follow me.
As you walk up to this manor, describe the door for me. The front entrance.
It's ornate in the sense that there are decorations, and you can see kind of like almost like the Art Deco kind of waves carved into it on the border, and it's very solid wood. Like if you knocked on it, it would not sound hollow. And it's more of that Art Deco pattern and vines kind of throughout the whole door.
As you walk up, and I'm assuming you just opened the door, or are you knocking?
Debating, and then knocking, and then like just opening the door. It's going through the whole motion.
The sound of many voices hits your ears as the door opens, breaking the silence that was previously filled the air with only the sound of insects and birds chirping. Sound of voices carrying on back and forth. Slight arguing, more frantic. What do they see when they first open the door?
In the house?
Yes.
So the first space as you enter the door, because it's, again, not a small house, but it's not super extravagant either. But as you enter it, it is very cabin in the woods-esque. Like it's wood. You would expect it to be warm and inviting, but under the current circumstances, it's not so inviting, but it's definitely warm. You see, like, the wood logs? Help me out here. Of, like, a cabin. Mm-hmm. Like, you would see that. The wood logs are polished and, horizontally lined up.
The timbers.
Timbers.
And you can... timbers. Thank you. Yeah. And there is a fireplace and a large table for gathering in the front room, and it's kind of a hunting lodge-ish, but if a librarian lived there.
I love it. And at that large table, you currently see sat around it Hymir, Calliope, a few other individuals that you remember seeing. You see Cassile leaned up against the mantle. Papers, what is typically a very kept and organized area, very clean, very purposely clutter-free. Table is now papers, maps, charts, documents strewn everywhere. Some have tumbled off into the floor. You see boot prints throughout the typically pristine floor. Plates, dishes sat on armchairs, mantles, anywhere of an open surface.
Wynn's gonna have, like, at the sight of how dirty it is and just remembering her childhood and how much dirt she tracked into the house and how much Hymir didn't like that, it's just instincts are gonna kick in, and as soon as, like, everybody's in the house, she's gonna go find a broom and just start sweeping and, like, picking up dishes and stuff. She just starts busying herself cleaning because she's like, this isn't how this is supposed to be.
You see Calliope is in the middle of conversation with Hymir. Like you said, like I said, they didn't give us any information, just that Rhett may have been compromised, so we had to move as quickly as possible. I apologize again for bringing all these people here, but we didn't have any place else to go. And as in the middle of that sentence, the door opens. You hear the beginning of it. You hear that part, and then they look up to see you entering, to which Hymir stands instantly and says, "Good, you've made it back." To which then he kind of like looks past and is like, there to the people behind you and says, "There's more of you. Who's with you?"
Sir, may I please introduce Jarl. Gosh, Perry's forgotten already. What's his name?
Hey, Pops.
It's Leaf Sea Strider.
Sir, may I please introduce Jarl Leaf Sea Strider.
To which Calliope stands as well. Hymir nods.
Jarl, this is General Calliope.
Calliope steps forward, puts out her hand as the Jarl walks in. "It is a pleasure to meet you." Nods likewise. "I hear we have much to discuss. Please enter. I will have someone fetch you. Would you like any refreshments, wines, food? Yes, anything that you deem is appropriate. Shall we?"
Yes, please have a conversation with yourself for the next 5 minutes.
No. To which Hymir says, if you may take my study for discussions if you need.
Orpheus walks up behind Gwen, kind of leans into her, goes, "Show Hymir the tooth."
Stack of plates in my hand. I'm just like,
He's already doing chores.
you have the bag of holding.
Now you have the bag of holding. I have a new bag of holding.
Shit. I set the plates down. I'm like, okay. And I'm like rummaging through, and then I'm like, this? I'm sorry. I mean, Hymir.
Waitherness.
And then I just gesture. Hold it like a baby.
Out of all of the bones you have brought into this house, that is by far the largest.
Yes, and it came from the Kraken.
You sure about that?
Ayo. But we took it from the Kraken.
Impressive.
Yes.
You defeated a Kraken and made it back here. I'm relieved and impressed.
Same. Honestly, we only 4 of us got swallowed too. It was great. Anyways,
I'm trying to remember if he's
pick my
met
dishes back up and run
Amber
away.
or not.
If yes, they met before you guys left for the Kraken. When you guys first came back from the Feywild. Well,
Hey,
make yourself at home. It is still your home, I believe. Your company as well. You know where everything is. I'm sure you can be accommodating towards our guests if needed. Yes, you.
Was that directed at Gwen?
Yes.
She's still got the same stack of plates in her hand, and she's like, yes, absolutely.
Fantastic.
What do we need?
I am going to enter into these negotiations with Calliope and the Jarl of Palemdon, and I will let you know if we need anything.
Wonderful. And I
As he,
grab Butch. Oh,
I was going to say, as he turns and walks away, you feel Rain's chin on your shoulder. It's like, well, nice to know he hasn't changed any bit.
yeah, same old block of wood. He is. It's fine.
hey, Elric,
Hmm?
how difficult was it to get all the paint off of me, or am I still covered in bees?
I've done nothing to get that paint off of you.
No, I'm asking how hard was it for me to get it off?
Oh.
How hard was it for him to get it off?
Yeah, how hard was it for me to get it off?
I think I can help here. He was asking how hard was it for him to get it off?
Yeah,
How hard?
yeah.
how
Was
hard?
it,
To get it
was
off.
it, did it take a real long time, or did it?
I mean, it was on a shell, so I'm
Did it
assuming
come
it was
easy?
very hard.
It took a lot of
Okay.
elbow grease to get it off.
I don't know.
Can turtles reach every part of their shell? Are their arms long enough?
No, they're not.
Okay,
That's
it was
why we
hard.
live in communities.
It wasn't easy.
So there's
Okay,
likely
okay.
bee residue in the middle of your shell.
Fantastic. Well, probably Butch would have
Don't
asked
think he
you,
has one of
Orpheus,
those
to help
like
him get it
sponges
off.
on a stick.
Orpheus would have refused.
Awesome. Yeah.
I would cast prestidigitation to help, but I didn't prepare that today.
But I don't
Sure,
want to.
no, that's fine.
That's a
Butch,
shame.
if you want to help me, maybe whip up some food. I can
Absolutely.
give a little scrub.
What are we grilling?
What's left right there in the middle. So I got some mushrooms in the back, which they don't need help. So they're still around. So we
Cool.
can probably go get some of those.
All right.
Maybe make like a stew. I'm sure Hymir has to have something in
Is
the
there a
pantry.
fire in here? Or should I make one outside?
There's one in a kitchen. There's a hearth
Right. Okay.
in the kitchen for cooking.
All right. I don't think I've cooked at your house before. So
Nope, I haven't in quite a while. And it wasn't good when I did. Let's I boiled things you shouldn't eat. All right, let's go. And then I take
Oh, no.
I take Butch to the my little hidden mushroom patch behind the house that company wasn't allowed to see.
My little hidden mushroom patch, is that like the sequel?
Ember, you should come with us and enjoy the splendorousness of nature here.
All right, so
Splendor of Gwen's mushroom patch.
Yes, patch of mushrooms.
as you both head out to harvest your mushrooms, we're going to go ahead and take our break. So,
Sweet.
give us like 10 minutes. We'll be right back to continue whatever the hell this is. Stay
Negotiations.
Real awkward.
Yeah, we will be right back. And we are back. Thanks for sticking with us through that quick little break. We're like on time with everything tonight. Come on, son. Anyway,
Don't jinx us.
He always says the thing.
I do.
Oh,
I
no.
always.
He's got a really
Always
bad
say the
habit of
thing.
constantly saying the thing.
I know, my bad. Anyway, so as when we left off, Gwen and Butch were going to harvest some mushrooms and make a stew. What are the rest of you doing now that you are in the living room area of Gwen, your longtime compatriot here, Gwen's family home? You do see a few soldiers here and there, kind of rummaging around. You do see Casil standing, greeted you and
I'm gonna
everything.
I'm gonna sneak into the kitchen and see what snacks I can steal for myself and my raccoon.
Go ahead, make me a stealth
Got
check.
any ranch dressing?
Make me a stealth check.
Well, that's not gonna go well.
That's not going to be something Hymir has on hand.
No ranch.
He's not a ranch guy.
He's like Thousand Island.
No, he's like, maybe a little bit of olive oil.
Well, I got a 5,
Yeah.
so very stealthy.
Oh, super stealthy. You all, none of you at all notice Ember trying to sneak into the kitchen.
I got being my baby.
Hymir's like a olive oil and vinegar type. Like, not even like a vinaigrette, just straight like, it's like Mike's way, like the
He's
two
an
bottles.
almond dad.
Yeah. So, Gwen and Butch, as you guys are in the kitchen, you hear this clunking of Ember's armor as she's
Rude.
slowly sneaking into the kitchen looking for snacks.
Clunking, clunking, clunking.
Hey, Ember.
Hey, can you tell me where the good shit is?
Define that.
Something a raccoon would eat.
I mean, I feel like they eat
scraps?
a lot. Yeah. So, like, I would imagine we're, like, peeling potatoes or some shit. So
Sure.
it's just like I go to peel the potato and, like, get an extra chunk of the potato, like, not the right way that you're supposed to peel them. And I, like, hand it to the little guy, little girl,
Thank you.
little babe.
I haven't checked.
Have you named them yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, here, baby. I just push it in its face.
What are the rest of you doing?
Where's Hymir?
Hymir went with Calliope and the Jarl into his study for more formal negotiations.
So above board, does that mean we don't get to see the negotiations? Just you talking to yourself?
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
I feel like that could be good to
Boo-hiss.
see for us.
How did that happen like that? That's weird.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens.
They came to an agreement off screen.
Because this isn't the Nick plays with himself show.
This is an almond dad.
This is Nick plays with himself show.
I think
That
this is where
on
we
our
all say,
OnlyFans.
If you would like to illustrate the Nick Plays with himself, those natural ones episode, go ahead and shoot an email at Emery at those. Emery
why
at
me?
hvbiz.com.
Why
I'm sorry,
me?
I almost sent it to your those natural
No
ones
reason.
email. Oof.
One day it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be overjoyed.
This swamp is getting so hot right now.
Oh no.
It's so hot in here.
I've made a huge mistake.
So,
It's so hot right now.
So hot right now. Butch is so comfortable. Gosh, it's so good to be warm.
Arnon,
Oh,
Elric, and Orpheus, what are the three of you doing?
why are my ass cheeks?
Because you're wearing pants.
Orpheus is just kind of awkwardly leaning up against the corner.
How many other soldiers or anything like that are here?
So you see Casil posted up, kind of leaned up against the mantle next to the fire, with a goblet of wine or something in his hand. You see probably three more soldiers in different locations, either seated in armchairs or standing around talking throughout this main, living area. You hear voices coming from upstairs. You see this kind of arched stairway or kind of curved stairway to the left of where you entered, kind of matching the trunk of the tree itself, the interior diameter of the tree. And you can hear voices coming from upstairs.
Yeah. Depending on whether or not Amisra has already gone off to reconnect with the general or anything like that, I would probably be getting a head count,
So Amisra,
which would involve going upstairs as well.
sure. Amisra is currently in that living room as well. She walks in with you as well as Rain. So including Rain and Amisra, you see you see three soldiers where you're at right now. In the kitchen, you see probably four more in the kitchen. As you walk upstairs, throughout the different rooms upstairs, you see a total of maybe 10 strewn throughout. So, less than 20 soldiers currently in Hymir's.
I'm going to ask Casil, just because above board there were more than that left Calmray's underground base.
Yes, there were quite a few more in Calmray's underground base. Yes.
Yeah,
There was probably closer to about 50 or 60.
I'm going to approach Casil and ask him, good to see that you've made it.
I was thinking the same thing about you. It's good to see that you all were successful and made it back.
Where's the rest of you?
This was the most that we could fit in here comfortably. The rest have made camp in the swamp. Probably a good 500 meters away. We figured it was best to kind of split up a little bit. We have a total of 3 different camps out there, kind of rotating people in and out to kind of get them a little drier. One camp to the east, one camp to the west, one to the north, probably all about 500 meters away. Best not to keep everyone in one location, just in case Calmray is...
Right. Speaking of that, it might be best to periodically rotate locations.
Yes, we've already talked about that. We're in the process. Also, we did send a small detachment deeper into the swamp to kind of look at potentially a more permanent solution.
I hope your travel here wasn't too laden with battle.
No, luckily
all
we
things
had
considered.
Luckily we had Hymir here, one of Hymir's druids with us, who made it pretty much instantaneous from one of the trees in the orchard to probably about half a kilometer away from here.
Have you, any of you, heard from Comray since you left?
We have not. I know that the general has sent messages out, but nothing yet.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. Okay. I don't suppose any of you have come up with a strategy for going on any sort of offensive.
Right now, our best bet is systematic strikes. Surgical strikes, I should say. We are trying to plan, and that's what you walked in on, was us trying to come up with a plan to hit back at Shan where it hurts, to potentially, I can't think of the word, potentially rescue and liberate some of the civilians that are still loyal to Conticaria but oppressed under Shanian law, and hopefully build up what forces we can.
It's smart.
Hearing the conversation, Orpheus walks over.
Orpheus, it's always good to see you.
Same to you, Casil. Glad you're in good shape. Is there any chance that Rhett knows where we are? Has she tried to make contact with anybody?
Not that I am aware of. The only thing I can think, or the only way I could see her being aware of where we are is if she somehow manipulates her mother into divulging information. If she is indeed corrupted, as you say she is. As Butch says she was, I should say.
If there's any chance that she could give away our location, should Rhett be compromised like we think she is, we should probably move soon.
Indeed. Like I said, we have a detachment further into the swamp looking for a more secure location to create a more permanent and centralized base. When and if that happens, we may ask for specifically you, Elric's, assistance with any kind of magical means to quickly excavate and build some sort of bunker or something for us to hole up in until we have something a little more permanent.
Of course.
That is, if you're around at that point. We have other mages too, so if you have more pressing matters, of course, attend to those. But if you are present, we would, as much magic as we can get, would make things go a lot smoother.
Do we have anyone here or a part of our camp that can scry?
I mean, there's Heimir, of course. And then... Give me a second, because the DM forgets. Yes, it's... we have Heimir specifically, who can scry. Scrying magic is not exactly something that the majority of us have worried about too much, so I believe as of right now, him and maybe a couple of his druids are the only people that we have who can scry.
That's going to be key, I believe, in making sure that anything that comes next won't be a surprise.
Just kind of nods. We are for sure on the back foot now, if not more than any other time. So, keeping our ear to the ground and keeping one step ahead of anything that could potentially be coming for us is definitely key. This is why we abandoned our outpost for someplace way far away from the front lines, hopefully to rest and recuperate and strike back from a hidden position.
Orpheus looks around to see if he can spot Arnon.
Oh, Arnon's headed over there. He sees you guys talking.
Oh no.
He'll stroll up and kind of bend down and knock his knuckle on the hearth. Stand up, thumbs in his belt loop, say, "What do you think that's granite?"
He
What do you
just
guys
seems to
think
bend his spout.
That's granite?
Arnon, are you trying to identify the materials in this place?
Yeah. I was wondering if Heimir knew a good granite guy. So, you can always use a good granite guy.
Arnon, I was wondering, your blood hunter buddies, they tend to hide away in nice secluded areas.
Usually under a lot of granite.
Do you happen to know any in Mesh?
In mesh? Nah. Nah.
Oh, they don't have that here.
I don't know. Do I know?
Roll me
I mean, the one that I was in was close to mesh, but it was...
Well, not really. Roll me a history check.
I need to do a granite check, too.
I think you've been doing that.
I don't know, guys.
You don't know shit. You barely...
Wow.
You barely remember that the one that you trained in was in Conticaria, not near Mesh. There's a whole fucking country between those two places.
I've been back to that one during the lifetime of the show.
Yeah.
Natural One doesn't uncanon that. I don't have a... I don't.
Yeah, that was near the borders of Cocalia, not Mesh. There's a whole fucking country between the two.
That's close.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's just a big dumb fish.
Yeah, it's just a big dumb fish.
Again with the fish.
Maybe our new blood hunter allies may have a recommendation.
It might...
It would be beneficial to have people who
Granite guy,
are
you think?
further connected. What is with the granite? Please tell me.
I think he wants to build your tower.
Oh, yeah. I bet that kind of fell through a little bit.
Hope you got your deposit back.
I didn't pay anything, so
Smart.
that was going to be a military expense. I think
Yes,
things have moved
unfortunately,
in a very different direction.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Not soon.
So Arnon, why don't you ask your new blood hunter girlfriend if she knows a place we could hide up? You know,
Don't use the F word. Okay.
I think
I'm sorry. Side piece.
fuck buddy.
Your
Thank you.
your boil buddy.
Wow.
Could you talk to
Boil
your
buddy.
boil buddy?
Did you say boil, buddy?
Boil buddy.
Orpheus is all about.
Always use protection.
So gross.
Why?
Diesel, I'm out.
I told you you'd like it.
God damn it.
I gave you syphilis because I thought you'd have fun with it.
That's. I mean, so far as diseases
Sorry,
go, it's pretty
gonorrhea.
social.
I gave you gonorrhea because I thought you'd have fun with it.
Oh my god. Okay. Ask your
FB.
drippings with goo girl.
Oh, that's worse.
You talk like you were there.
Good girl.
Arnon, I think you're rubbing off on Elric.
Oh, no.
Stop. Stop all of that.
Not at the table, Carlos.
It's all that nut milk.
Oh,
Hey, babe.
God.
Yeah, ask Vigos. Please.
Hey, babe.
Please tell me that's what you said. Make it canon. Hey, babe.
A charisma of 7.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you yell?
Yes.
Yes.
No response. Doesn't even look
What?
your way.
You might actually have to walk over there.
Just yell it louder.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Make a charisma check.
Yes.
-3.
That's a 7.
Butch comes out of the kitchen. Are you Arnon, did you need me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come here,
oh
babe.
no.
Okay.
Could you could you ask Vigo to come over here?
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Give him a little slap on the plaster.
That's a little low. You would have to stoop. All right, what do I roll to knock him over?
Oh,
Is
shit.
that athletics?
I'd love to roll and knock him on his ass, please.
Yeah. If you touch my plastron, I'm going to knock you down on your ass. I think it's contested.
Contested athletics check.
I only rolled a dirty 20.
I only rolled a 5.
All right, I like to roll performance to make it look like an accident.
Nice.
Good job.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah,
Good job.
Arnon goes flying like halfway across the room. And you do it in a way where it almost looks like you just turned and hit him with your shoulder. And he just like tumbles ass over tea kettle halfway across the room.
All right, which one's
At like Vigo's feet.
which one is Vigo?
Yeah. Roll me, flip a coin. Roll me a d2. Arnon.
Uno.
Oh yeah, straight at Vigo's feet.
Nice.
And you're like, oh, on the ground, and you look up, and Vigos is looking down at you, just like
up on an elbow. Very low. So, there any covens around here that you know of?
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to find that on your own. That's part of your last trial.
Nice.
Well, what if I find it by asking you?
I don't think that's how that works.
That's exactly how it works.
But if you remember, I don't know why I'm doing the Casil voice. If you remember correctly, said it was on an island that is all a large city.
Island, it's all a large city.
Indeed.
Is that Sigil? I'm almost certain
be.
that's Sigil.
It might be an elf city, actually. It might be the high elf city.
The city's the whole island?
Yeah. I think. I don't know.
It's like we're having this conversation as I'm helping him off his ass.
Thanks. Vigo, you don't have to know a good granite guy, do you?
And then I leave.
Not on this side of the world, at least.
You know one back home?
I mean, doesn't
That's
everyone have a good granite guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put my thumbs back in my belt lips and walk back to the guys. My girl knows a good granite guy. In case you were interested. All right.
Why granite? Please, tell me.
You know,
Why
solid,
granite?
Durable, lasts forever. It looks pretty good too.
It's like the elf of materials.
Yeah. It's the nut milk. The building materials.
What's going on in the kitchen while this is happening?
Nothing, because Butch came out here because I yelled, babe.
No. Gwen,
I
Gwen's
hope
in there.
Butch came back. I hope Butch
Yes.
left Gwen with instructions.
I mean, we're grilling meat.
Okay.
I don't even know what we're making.
Oh, I guess I would be probably chopping up the mushrooms and stuff.
Yep.
We were
Would
gonna
you
make
be
like a
chopping
stew.
broccoli?
Broccoli? Broccoli?
Yes.
Chopping broccoli.
Chopping broccoli.
She chopping, she chopping,
Yes.
she chopping, she chopping, she chopping, she chopping.
I'd
Sam's too young for
probably
that.
be. Shut up! I do know what that is. Fuck off, Nick. God damn it. Fucking. Oh. I would be chopping vegetables for the stew, waiting for Butch to return.
Make a performance check.
Oh my
Or a
God.
dexterity check. Your choice.
Performance, so you can act like you're amazingly throwing knives in the air behind your back and chopping.
12?
They might be a little thick, but decent chopping skrills.
Squirrels.
Yeah.
Skrills.
You managed to avoid cutting yourself.
Indeed.
Good chopping skills.
So, is there anything else that you guys are trying
Yeah.
to do? Yes.
Let me
Skills.
cast Ascending.
Who are you
If you will allow me to send a message to a turtle named Blast Granite Stone from
Isn't that
Bale,
like the quarry?
Again with the granite.
Bale Anaconda.
Okay.
I would like to ask him. See, the turtles lay their clutches in secret underground caves. There's a large network of underground caves and mesh. And I want to ask him if he knows of any caves that are not used for clutches. Because presumably we might be able to hide down there.
Okay.
So I'd like to send him a message. He might not know.
What do you say to Butch Granite, or what the fuck was the name?
Blast Granite Stone.
Okay.
Too bad he's not a granite guy. Be an awesome coincidence.
Hey, Blast, Butch here. Do you know of any abandoned underwater, disused caves useful for hiding an army? Question mark?
Do you say the word question mark?
Yeah. You gotta stop doing your fingers in that order.
I guess maybe it's implied. Well, it's hard because I only have 5.
Yeah, but you went out of order every time.
Ah.
1, 2,
He always does
4,
that.
5. What the fuck?
What?
Like this is
Perry
Stop.
always counts
Do you
that
know
way
a
every
Reddit
single
guy?
time.
I just now noticed it.
Yeah, it's always da.
Sorry.
No, it's unique.
I am what I am.
Bye-bye.
A second.
Also, how
do
my
you
daughter
charm?
holds up 3 fingers. She'll be like, "There's 3 of them," and I'm like, "But where?
Where
This
does?
one?
Did you say a luck check to see if he's still alive?
I did not.
Okay. I mean, I've been away for how long? He could be dead.
So, what's your relationship to Blast Granite guy?
They experimented once, but that was in college.
I mean, there's a lot of plants here in Mesh. Everybody goes through that phase.
Mm.
We knew each other briefly. He's the only. He is the only.
To watch the new one, by the way. Speaking of Axel Foley,
No.
they just released a new
yeah.
one.
Nice.
It was pretty good, but you get to hear the sad version of that sound.
Oh no.
It's
All right.
They actually have a sad Axel Foley
All
version.
right,
Oh.
moving back. Roll it back.
He is the only total I know from Vale Anaconda because they're reclusive. Their job is to protect the underground chambers from aboleth spawn and other underwater creatures that would want to eat the turtle eggs. So he's the only one I know. We don't know each other well.
So, a second goes by before you hear back. Butch Deadlift. It's been a while. There's one abandoned spawning location. In the caves under Svishev off the Belenik River. Entrance from depths of river.
All right, should I roll a history to know,
Yeah. History or
or is that survival because I've been there? I don't
either
know.
one. I don't know if you would have actually been here before, so
Well, I was a wanderer. That's my
You were.
background.
yeah, I'll say go ahead. Either one, your choice.
Well, I don't have much of a chance of succeeding at a history check. It's a 17 of my survival.
Okay. So
It doesn't necessarily mean I know where it is, but it probably means I know how to get there. If that makes any sense. Like I haven't necessarily been there before, but I know where to go.
To answer this question, I need a little bit of backstory between you and Gwen. This might be something you've talked about before. This might be something we're creating right now. Where would you say that Gwen and Butch met?
Well, I envisioned that we met when, like, in the carriage. Where we met to get on the carriage, I'm not sure.
I'm looking at a map.
Okay. So, Gwen,
Yes.
in the map itself, your Hymir comes from the outskirts. Like your childhood home is deep in the forest outside of the town of Hotnia, which is pretty much dead center of Mesh. If you look at the big giant river that cuts through Mesh, like the center of Mesh coming from Barensk, which is the capital city on the coast, there's the big giant river. It V's, and if you follow the rightmost V down, about halfway down, there's the town of Hotnia. Hymir comes from slightly to the west. Your house is slightly to the west of that location.
To the west, to the west.
Is there towards the border a larger city? Perhaps.
Towards
I imagined
the border of Shan or the border of Conticaria?
I guess towards the border of Cacalia, under the thought that like when Gwen left home, she would have gone to maybe a bigger city, and that's where she got recruited from, and then left with Butch from.
So the biggest cities in Mesh are the capital city of Barensk, which is all the way north, like on the coast, and then there is another larger city that is right on the border of Cacalia. It's called Velerod.
I'm looking it up right now.
Velerod, which is on the if you see where Shan, Mesh, and Cacalia kind of meet, it is slightly west, or I'm sorry, slightly east of that, like three. You can see the two roads that kind of go through, or the. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that bigger city near the border of Cacalia would have been where Gwen had headed.
So, so you probably would have met in Velerod.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would not be super familiar with that. However, in your travels, I would say a 17, you would at least know the name of the river.
Okay.
The Belenik River is that main large river that flows from the capital city of Barensk all the way down, and it's actually turns into the west leg of that river. And there is a town right past that delta where the river splits called Svishev, which is where he said underneath.
Yeah.
The caves underneath Svishev.
Is it Swishev or Speshev?
It's spelled on the map Svishev. Svishev.
Okay.
Now, well, Gwen hasn't heard this conversation yet. Gwen, you would know that your house is roughly maybe about 200 miles south of the delta, and therefore close to 200 miles away from Svishev.
Nick,
Yes.
The cities in Mesh are not as cosmopolitan.
Correct.
So is this a elves and turtles, or is this more like lizard folk or cat folk? Or
which ones?
grown?
Sveshev?
Yeah.
You're not sure yet because you've never
I'm not
been
sure
there.
yet. Okay. Right, okay.
You know, and mostly from Gwen and when you met in Velerad, the main two cities that are really the only things that you can consider like metropolitan cities are Velerad and Barinsk, and mainly because of the fact that all of the trade coming into Mesh kind of comes through Barinsk or Velerad, depending on if it's coming from the other continent, coming overseas into Barinsk, or coming over land from Conticaria and Conticaria and all of that into Velerad. Because of that, these two cities have become a little more metropolitan and a little more elven in nature, as they are typically the main governance of these two cities are
Right.
elven. However, once you get further into Mesh, into more of the less politically, more culturally diverse and more tribalistic and less governance, you start seeing more almost, to use the word town is a little generous.
Village.
Or villages,
Lots of villages.
Like lots of smaller villages. So you can imagine Sveshev is more of a small village, maybe a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people at most, in that area and the surrounding area, including
Sure.
mostly hovels, huts, so on and so forth.
Okay. Gwen, there's a place where I think there's an abandoned underground series of caverns where maybe we could hide here in Mesh. I've never been there. I only know about it through a friend.
Where is it?
I tell her.
And
They're under Sveshev.
So that it's like 200 miles north. Is that what you said?
Correct.
Yeah, that's like 200 miles north of here, I believe. In the delta of the river.
Okay. True. We do have a friend with a flying boat, and we have walk-through tree magic, so
Yeah. I'm not familiar enough with that to travel there, am I?
Go ahead and roll me a d20 to see if you have traveled there.
Just a D20?
Yeah. Why not?
7.
No, you don't know it.
Well, I can't tree magic us there, but someone else probably could. Like Hymir, I imagine, could. Maybe. He's a diplomat. He's been places.
that's true. And then once he takes us there, then you've been there, and then we
Gets
can
around.
round.
Heimer gets around. He gets around.
Mostly around trees. Okay.
And just to give you perspective, Mesh, if you measure from the widest point across from like almost like the slightly southwest to, or I'm sorry, slightly southeast to the slightly northwest is around close to a little over 1,000 miles in diameter or in
Cool.
distance. It's like Texas. Takes you like 5 days to drive through it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who can drive? Do you have swamp cars?
Grung powered cars.
Just the Flintstone cars.
Like chopped up grung?
Yeah.
Oh man. If only Top Hum were here.
It's called gum. It's like chum, but it's made out
Gum.
of grung. It's gum.
Anyway,
Nice.
as you all are preparing your stew and the rest of you are having this conversation, about an hour or so goes past before coming from the back study, you see Hymir kind of walk out and kind of rub his temples slightly. Kind of looks around at all of you.
Hey, Pops.
Progress is being made. However, sometimes I envy you for dealing with creatures like the Kraken and not politics. Takes a big swig of wine or whatever is in his goblet.
I envy you for your granite guy connections.
I mean, he's, this was installed a few 100 years ago, but if you'd like, I can give you his contact information.
It'd be fantastic.
Look for the maker's mark.
Hymir's going to give Arnon his info on a good granite guy.
From
In-
hundreds
in
of
mesh.
years ago.
Well, it may prove very useful when you want to build your wizard tower.
Old number who dis.
God damn it.
Yeah, this is,
Yeah.
it's an elf by the name of Alashor. If you'd like, I can get you in contact with him if you are truly interested in some granite work.
We got a tower to build, baby.
I feel like that has been put on the back burner for at least the foreseeable
Don't
future.
Tell Elric that.
I'm almost certain I can hear you.
What?
Yeah, probably. Charisma 7 strikes again.
Did anybody see where Ember went?
Maybe Ember's frolicking in the flowers?
Last
If you
you
hear a
saw,
raccoon, you could probably find her.
the last you saw was Ember going into the kitchen with Gwen and Butch looking for snacks.
Hooray! Raccoon snacks aplenty.
Just taking all the discards from the food like a compost bin. That's what raccoons basically are.
Yeah, more or less. Second goes by before you see Calliope walk out. It's like, well, I think it's time for a little bit of a break. Negotiations are always exhausting. How are things going out here? Have we heard from Casil? Have we heard from anyone? Any of the groups we send out? Casil's like, no, not yet. All quiet so far. We haven't heard from Calmray either. And keep me posted if there's any news of anything happening. Please feel free to interrupt and let us know.
General Calliope?
Yes, Butch.
And may I possibly persuade you to break out some of our finest alcohols?
Whatever you can. I believe if you're looking to imbibe in our host, you should probably ask that to Hymir. This is his house after all.
Sir,
Yes.
may I persuade you to serve some of your finest or most unusual alcohols to the Jarl? I understand that he is one who appreciates such fine things.
Thank you, Butch. That's an excellent idea. Gwen, Waitherness.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, Papa?
Father.
May I
What is it, Grandpapa?
Really good whole name.
Yes, Papa?
Papa, can you hear me?
Oh no.
Um,
No, that sounds like something.
can you do us a favor and head down to the wine cellar and find the oldest, dustiest bottle you can find down there?
Oldest, dustiest. Got it.
She's got a nose for that.
That's
Old
why,
and dusty.
that's why I asked her to do it as opposed to doing it myself.
I can probably find old dusty things.
Hi, Mir. While you were in there playing politics, we were discussing possible options for another hideout that Mrs. Grund wouldn't be able to divulge.
If it gets these people out of my house, I am all for any options you can give.
Do you have any in mind?
I do.
You do, Butch?
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Please.
there is an abandoned turtle hatchery 200 miles north, I think.
Fantastic.
That it may need to be cleared of monsters first, but
Isn't it like gonna smell real musty or?
this is about survival. I know you're a high elf, and I forgive you for that.
You've only been in mesh for like
I'm
an
not
hour.
sure if
Character
you're aware of
I'm
this.
Get used to the
A
smell.
leader.
This entire
Nut milk out my ass cheeks since we got.
this entire
And stop
country
wearing
smells
pants.
a little musty. So
Your sneaky cheeks?
You will notice that,
Pants.
I now know what swamp ass is.
and how to avoid it. You'll notice there's no cloth that actually passes between my legs. It just goes around.
I don't think
Then you gotta
anybody
deal
here
with like
wants
a
me to take my
chafing
pants off.
situation. So
I'm not saying
I'm
that
not super
I'm not
good
going to take
on
your pants
social
off.
cues, but I'm pretty sure pants off kitchen front
I
room.
think this
all I
court
heard
is
was
censoring
pants
him.
off kitchen.
That makes it even worse.
yeah, I was gonna say all we
saying-
heard was pants off kitchen.
Really? Is my mic doing that shit again?
It was for that.
Perfect moments.
Oh my
When-
god!
I don't understand social cues, but pants off kitchen.
Look, you need to get yourself a kilt. I know a guy.
Kilt?
Yeah, a kilt.
Have I come
How's
back
that
up
gonna-
with the wine at this point?
Yes, at this
How's that
point,
gonna help?
you found. Go ahead and make an investigation check for just for the fun of it.
No, I didn't want to do that.
When you wear a kilt, oh my gosh.
Look, turtle thighs are much further apart. They
Oh
don't worry
no.
about rubbing
So
together.
you
and
walk up,
chafing.
you find the
Turtle
bottle.
thigh gap is
You f-
canon now.
Yeah.
You find this bottle downstairs, and you're like, "Yeah, this should
'Cause none of them do leg day.
be fine." And you walk up and
Our
walk
legs come
like,
out of a shell.
all excited, and hand it to Jaime, and he's like, "Dear, this is vinegar."
It's certainly old.
Okay, I'll be back. And I take it and I just start bitching about why vinegar's in the wine cellar. 'Cause-
Look at the other side. I might have rearranged since you left.
oh my god! And then I clench my fists.
Dad, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Go ahead and roll another investigation check.
Oh my god, please be better. I'm just gonna start breaking bottles. 5.
It is
no.
technically better than a natural one.
If I can't find it, I'm gonna start smashing things until he comes downstairs.
So you.
Oh
you
my gosh,
Look,
get Arnon to help.
you look around, and you're down there for a good 5-10 minutes, looking around, and all these bottles look the same. You don't know shit about fuck, and
I'm gonna
Can
help.
confirm.
I'm going to help.
So about 5 minutes goes by.
You just hear a shriek from the basement. That's what you hear.
It's at that
Oh,
point
God.
that I go down. I go downstairs.
If she's shrieking, Butch is going to go downstairs.
Elric and Butch start walking down the stairs, and you walk down into this kind of dark, dusty, like the words root cellar really kind of fits this, as it's built underneath a tree. You're
Soon to grow
muted.
into the space.
Oh. Wait, is it working?
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay. I didn't even unmute. Like, it wasn't muted. Anyway.
You just weren't talking loud enough.
As soon as they get to where they can see enough of the cellar, the smell of vinegar is going to hit them as Gwen just smashes the vinegar bottle on the floor in frustration.
Something smells good.
No.
Okay.
You
we need
fucking
to work
find it.
for the love of. Okay, I'm just gonna. We're gonna.
You
find
know wine.
All right.
Ooh, I get to cast my light spell.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check there, Elric. You can do it at advantage for having Butch and Gwen down there
I
assisting.
cast light.
What is this?
Assisting.
A door?
You can actually see. You all rely on your dark
great.
vision too much. You know,
We're gonna-
perception checks are supposed to be a disadvantage.
This is
well,
investigation.
yeah, investigation,
I know.
and also technically he's a drow, so any of his investigations would be a disadvantage only if he's in bright sunlight.
Oh, no.
I think he found it.
28. So you start walking through this, and what you see in this wine cellar, in this root cellar, is you're in this carved out, like, earthen wall, dirt floor. It's literally just a hole in the ground, basically. You pass by crates of vegetables and some cured meats and stuff like that. And walking through, you do see these racks and racks on racks on racks of different wines and vinegars and anything from like low-grade cooking wines and to you see a few that are labeled like ports and dessert wines and stuff like that. And then far in the back, you find a small rack sitting by itself with maybe 10 bottles on it at most. And looking through these 10 bottles, you find one specifically that calls your attention. Well, you find two. You find two bottles that call your attention. One is labeled... hold on one second. Let me look at something. Shit, what year did you say it was?
It's 1269 right now.
1269. Thank you. You see one that's a
Nice.
Hofsfeldian Merlot from 843. Then you find another.
Hofsfeld.
You find
That's
another
fancy
one.
shit.
Yeah. That is an Olenian Chianti from 738.
Oh, the 738.
And these are the two that you pick out, kind of looking between the two.
I look at these two and I say, across the ocean, across the border. I'm going to take these bottles.
Yeah.
I'm
both.
going to go over to our frustrated druid.
Oh my god, I just saw the name of the town that you circled. Elric.
Uh-huh.
There's literally a town called Shittin. Shitin. Shittin Mesh.
I looked at the map and I was like, no way.
It's Shittin Mesh. Where'd you find that? I found that Shittin Mesh. Anyway. All right. Moving
Probably
on.
lizard folk.
Okay. I'm going to
It's
go over
Shittin.
to
It's Shittin.
Shittin.
That's where Duluth Garoof is from.
I'm sorry. It's Shittin. Shittin.
We're gonna canonize that right now. Gwen,
Yes.
I found these two.
Both.
Perfect. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna smash
I'll
them
let
together.
you. You what?
I'm not gonna do any of it. I said I would. I'm not going to. I keep them separate. I'm just like, nope. Yes, yes. I have them. I will present them to Hymir, and I appreciate your assistance. Unless you want to give him one, since you helped.
I will let you be the one who gets to act like they found something in their home.
I appreciate you. Go upstairs. Angrily.
You walk upstairs with these 2 bottles and present them to Hymir. It's like, that's more like it. Somebody who crossed the ocean. Well, technically the Hosfeldian Empire is on the same continent. Olenia might be closer to them due to the fact that it is directly across the ocean. Which do you believe our lovely guest would find more unique and more maybe something that he has not encountered previously?
Alenia gives me the shits.
God
You want me to
damn it.
tell you which one of these
don't
you
eat their
think he would
chips.
like more?
I would like you to tell me which one you believe he would find more unique and something he may not have encountered.
Are we
Elric, did
within
you
earshot of
tell me
this?
what I found? Or what you found?
I mean, you can look at the labels and see, and he
Yeah, one-
straight up just told you that one was from Hofsfeld and one was from Olenia, and while Hofsfeld is on the same continent, Olenia is right on the opposite coast of the same ocean. So,
Olenia it is.
Olenia it is. Small little, the corner of his mouth raises slightly, and he's like, good choice.
Thank you. I knew it all along and don't mind the vinegar. And then I walk away and retrieve glasses. Goblets, whatever.
All right.
To which, at this point, Rain kind of leans up and he's like, and they're like, is fucking everything a test with that man?
Yes. Yes.
Because are you telling me he didn't know which fucking one to serve?
He knew.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was just trying to. It's like some sort of weird ass fucking like diplomatic lesson for you or something. I don't know.
I wish I could tell you.
He's a bit of a dickhead.
He's a bit of a dick.
Nice job,
Bit of a
dickhead.
twat he is. It's fine. It's fine. Help me with the glasses, please.
Absolutely.
Can
And
finish this test and move on to the next.
Walk in.
I can do that. I'm not actually clumsy.
Find a handful of goblets. Take them into your father's study, which I will describe the study for you. So you walk in through this large oaken door into this room that is only slightly smaller than the main living area. the walls lined floor to ceiling with books. Only one library that any of you have been in has dwarfed this, and that would have been the one in Rhett's family estate.
Oh, I'm getting memories.
You see a desk on the far side, sitting in front of a large pane window overlooking the back of the estate, or the back of the garden, where you can see out of the corner. If you walked up to it, you would be able to see the mushroom groves and stuff that Gwen frequented as a child. A large table, round table in the center with probably 6 chairs circling around currently. One, the Jarl sitting in, 2 other ones on polar sides of, if the Jarl was at 3 o'clock, then noon, or 12 and 6, 2 chairs pulled out. Clearly, Hymir and Calliope were sitting there. 2 or 3 books sitting on top of the table there. A few papers and footprints strewn throughout. Gwen, you can tell clearly the uninvited guests have made the study their home, which you can imagine makes Hymir extremely uncomfortable. Nothing worse than, or the only thing worse than having messy people in his house is having people disturb the order of his study. The bookshelves lining the walls, save for the door, the window, and a large hearth, a large fireplace on the left wall as you walk in.
Some good granite work on that one too.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
Over the fireplace, you see a coat of arms. Would you like to describe what your family crest would look like, Gwen? Putting you on the spot for once. It's not just me.
So the family crest would look like a circle with 2/3 of it kind of like a crescent moon, and then in the space where the crescent moon isn't within the circle, there is like a bramble, and then behind the circle are like 2 cross staves, but they don't look, they're very crafted. They're not like, oh, I found a piece of driftwood and imbued it with magic. Like, it's very intentional. And there are around the circle almost like the brambles are spilling out of the dish that the moon has made.
Fantastic. One small detail that I would like to add on that,
Please.
is
Everything was wrong.
and screw you. No.
Yeah, that wasn't it at
No,
all.
everything. No, that is perfect.
Actually, your whole thing.
No, that is
It's
perfect.
just like a little cartoon mushroom with like high looking eyes going
Okay.
like this.
The one thing that
That's mine.
No, the one thing I will add is something that is not really noticeable to most people unless they are right up on it, is at the very bottom corner of the crescent moon, the very tip. At some point, somebody with very tiny hands had climbed up there and carved the smallest little mushroom person
Who could that?
into the coat of arms itself.
Fucking Steve.
And something that you look at, and for the first time in your life, it kind of hits you that, wait, he could have fucking fixed that anytime he wanted to. The dude can literally druidcraft anything.
Is this like obviously she knew it was there, but like this is a realization
Oh yeah.
for
Like
Gwen
you
in this moment?
At this moment, you remember climbing up onto the mantle when you were probably like 13, 14, with a small little knife, whittling knife. At one point late at night, after you thought your father had gone in to do his trance, you pulled one of his study chairs over. You weren't usually allowed in the study. He usually told you to, have your run anywhere else but stay out of the study. You snuck in one night, drug one of the chairs over, climbed up onto the mantle with your little whittling knife that you had. And over the course of probably an hour, carved this tiny little, probably your representation of bow,
Oh,
into the
chubby
bottom
boy.
corner of this crescent moon.
I think
You remember...
go ahead.
I was going to say, in that memory, the next thing that pops into your head is the next morning standing there, staring at the ground as your father... Berated would be a hard word, because your father was never aggressive.
Lectured.
Lectured is a good term. Lectured is a good way of describing it. As your father lectured you, as you felt without end about the sanctity of your family crest and vandalization and how you are too good for this and you should know better and you should not lower yourself to such menial and such what's the word I'm looking for?
Shenanigans.
Pedestrian forms of outbursts.
Looks like a 5-year-old carved this.
Yeah, you are more. Yeah, you are more refined, and he expects better of you. Yet seeing that now is kind of the first time that you realize, holy shit, he could have fixed this anytime he wanted to. He could have waved a fucking hand and made that carving go away. But here it is, damn near a century later, and it is still there.
In that moment with the lecture far behind her, and after everything that's happened, and as reluctant as she was to come home, realizing that he treasured that in some way, or like chose to keep it, as someone who's typically very quick to correct things, makes Gwen feel a lot more at home than she expected she'd feel.
What you
And
don't
then she starts
know,
picking up papers.
what you
I gotta
did,
help.
what you did not see, and what you do not know, is after that lecture, and after he sent you away to do whatever kind of chores he deemed proper penance for your misdoings. As he stood there alone in his study, walking up to the mantle itself, he raised a hand, prepared to erase the vandalization that you caused. But something stopped him. And he tilts his head slightly, lowers his hand to stroke his chin. A slight curling of the corner of his mouth as he lets out one soft little chuckle. Just a simple and turns around and walks back to his desk. Coming back as you are, picking up papers, tidying up a little bit, setting the goblets and everything down on the table, and uncorking the wine. Excuse me. Leaf still sitting there. He's like, "What is that? What do you have there?"
I've already forgotten the name of it. I almost called it Alarian, and I don't think that's correct.
Olenian.
DeLorean.
It's a DeLorean. It's a car with doors.
It is a fine, unique wine that you will enjoy.
Fantastic. Please.
Tell me when. I just fill it up to the top.
Oh, yeah.
He needs a straw or
And he
he's
just-
going to spill it.
Straight up just grinning at you. It's my kind of pour right there. Grabs the wine, kind of like,
It's like, I didn't say stop.
Pour it all over the table.
yeah. Takes a sip of it. Interesting flavor combination, but very nice. Whoever picked this out, if you picked this out, you have great taste. Congratulations.
Is Elric in the room?
Kind of in the back, kind of watching.
I just look for Elric. I'm just like, super obviously, like finger guns at Elric.
I mean, you don't. I mean, when you do it open like that, that's going to bring eyes on me. This is supposed to be your moment. All right, fine.
Whole lifetime of missed moments. Anyways,
There's a lot of charisma in this episode.
There
guys.
is a lot of
There's
There's
charisma.
a lot of it,
So
A
much.
lot of it.
all over the place. Smooth AF. That's the name of this
Indeed.
episode.
Indeed.
Change it to Smooth AF.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So, as this is all happening, the general is standing out with the rest of you. Is there anything that you, the general and Jaime, them both standing out there still in the main living area with the rest of you? Is there anything else that you would like to discuss, or? Actually, the general comes up to you, specifically Orpheus and Arnon, Butch and Ember. I'm assuming you all are more or less together at this point. All right, so you defeated the Kraken, you got the Jarl here. You said something about Rhett being corrupted? Is that what is going on? Can you please... Sending was it's a shitty way to. I mean, it's great in a pinch, but it's a shitty way for details. Please explain what you are meaning with this whole Red being corrupted thing.
Get the arm out of the bag.
I'd rather not.
I can-
Okay. Thank you, Arnon.
No, arm.
Yeah, Armin.
Hammer.
Oh my god.
Elric, perhaps you would be the best to explain here.
Okay.
So there's an ancient necromancer named Velma. Vec.
Elric, save us here.
Anyway, so this necromancer has an evil eye and an evil arm.
I'm gonna stop.
I'm
gonna let Butch go. Just let him do it.
No.
Let him do it.
Okay.
Evil necromancer, Vecna, and so there's two powerful artifacts, a evil eye and a wicked arm, and it appears that from our scrying and our visions we received from our patrons, that Rhett has acquired both the evil eye and the wicked hand, which is giving her a new perspective on life, one which is much darker, as per the vision in which Arna and I witnessed her slitting your throat.
She's a very naughty girl.
I think
Yes.
it would be important to mention that by acquired, you mean she literally gouged off her own extremities to put new ones on.
Okay,
That's where I was gonna bring the
hold on a
hand in.
second. All right, so Rain, is it possible? Are you telling me that this necromancer's body parts are they the items that we sent y'all after? Wait, I just did the wrong voice there. Sorry.
Yeah.
So are you?
Yep.
Okay,
You're conversating with yourself.
I'm conversating with myself. All right. So
Self-conversation.
Nick is playing with himself incorrectly.
Rain, let
Yes.
me
Do it more better.
let me think about this for a second. Are you trying to tell me that these evil necromancers' appendages or body parts or whatever are the items and these artifacts and weapons that we sent to you and Rhett to find? And Rain responds and is like, well, I mean, unfortunately, yeah. And if you think about it, fucking look at my eye as proof. I got close to that fucking box and wanted to, apparently unconsciously tried to claw my own eye out, and if it wasn't for, damn it, Scott, and if it wasn't for having one of my
Close
compatriots,
to that box, claw your eye out.
well, if it wasn't for having one of my compatriots there with me, I probably would be in that same position as Rhett is right now. So I'm assuming the artifact that we sent to Rhett after was the hand, and the artifact that we sent to Rain after was the eye. Clearly, Rain did not at least succumb to the point of actually succeeding in clawing their eye out. However, it seems like no one was there to stop Rhett, or she was not strong enough to resist, or what? How do we know that she hasn't just acquired these items, which was her mission, and is on her way back to help us out?
You gotta show her the arm.
If no one's opened the bag,
Gross.
Please do.
She succumbed all over the place.
No, you didn't need to
God
repeat that one.
damn
We
it.
got it the first time.
Because I mean,
I was just doing Rain. So.
let's be honest. We sent the two of them to retrieve these items. It seems like Rhett has retrieved the items, correct?
Yes,
She
and when
retrieved the shit out of him.
I was scrying up on her as she retrieved the eye. And she looked directly at my scrying point of view. So that's not a good sign.
So, again, I ask why do we instantly think that she has succumbed to some sort of evil influence and she's not just fulfilling her mission?
Elric?
I don't know why you're looking at me. The two of you had the dream.
We had a
You're the
vision.
one who knows what Vecna is.
Okay.
Vecna.
Smegma.
Vecna, according to what I remember from the loose tales that have been passed down generation to generation, Vecna is a necromancer. An evil necromancer. I feel the need to make the distinction.
Appreciate
Present company notwithstanding. Vecna was an evil necromancer who sought apotheosis.
I'm sorry, that is a very large word. What the fuck are you talking about?
He sought to make himself a god.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, he sought the information necessary to even attempt it by contacting demons.
This is
It might have been Orcus. It might have been Asmodeus himself.
Well, that's two different things. Are we talking demons or are we talking devils? Because Orcus, we would be talking demons, whereas Asmodeus, we would be talking devils. And as someone with demonic blood in my own body, it's a distinction that is definitely needs to be made.
Okay. Okay. If the legend is true, more sources say Orcus. If you know anything about Orcus, you would know that anyone... No, that's Orcas. Orcus. Contacting Orcus or allying yourself with Orcus, if I'm not mistaken, puts you at odds with anyone of any kind of good.
At this point, as you are describing that, you see the flames in the hearth glow blue as they erupt slightly, and you hear this voice. Well, it's good to know that the stories are still being told that way, as you see a very handsome-looking man with long black hair standing in the middle of the room. A man you all most of you recognize a little too familiarly. And the last time you saw him, he was being released from a frozen tomb. And that is where we will pick up next week. So,
This
that a boil, buddy?
fucking guy.
so thank you all. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for sticking with us, and we will see you next week at 8:30 Eastern Time at twitch.tv/thosenatural1s, youtube.com/@thosenatural1s, and kick.com/thosenatural1s. And if it's working, trovo.live/s/thosenatural1s. Thank you all, and we will see you next week.
We're hopefully we won't roll a natural one trying to talk Levistus down from killing us all.
Yup.
Oh my god, my
Thank you.
actions have consequences.
All, and have a fantastic week.